Donald Trump's flight is delayed. What he does next shocks the whole airport. Donald Trump arrived at JFK Airport, dressed casually in jeans and a hoodie with a backpack slung over one shoulder. He moved through the terminal with ease, blending in with the crowd, despite his well-known face and towering presence. He had taken plenty of flights before, so today felt like just another routine trip, until an announcement changed everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we regret to inform you that Flight 247 to Miami has been delayed indefinitely due to technical issues. Please stay tuned for further updates. A collective groan filled the air as passengers reacted with frustration. Some scrambled to change their flights, while others slumped into chairs, scrolling through their phones in irritation. A businessman in a suit loudly complained to an airline staff member, demanding a solution. Trump sighed and took a seat near the gate, watching the scene unfold. His flight delay wasn't a big deal to him personally. He had nowhere urgent to be. But as he observed the people around him, he noticed something that made him pause. A young mother with two small children was struggling to keep them entertained. A military veteran in a wheelchair looked exhausted, his wrinkled hands gripping the armrests tightly. A janitor, still in his work uniform, sat nervously checking his watch as if missing this flight would cost him something important. Trump felt a strange pull in his chest. Unlike most of the people around him, he wasn't just annoyed. He was thinking. Then, suddenly, he stood up. Instead of waiting like everyone else, he walked away from the gate, disappearing into the crowd. No one knew where he was going, but a few passengers recognized him and whispered among themselves. "Why did Donald Trump just leave? Is he calling someone to fix this?" As minutes passed, curiosity grew. His disappearance wasn't random. He had a purpose. Trump weaved through the airport, moving with a sense of urgency. He wasn't just walking around aimlessly, he was searching. First, he stopped by a coffee shop, quickly scanning the faces of customers. Then he moved toward the baggage claim area, his sharp eyes locked onto the airline staff handling misplaced luggage. Finally, he approached a restricted staff section, where only employees were allowed. Security cameras captured glimpses of him moving through different areas of the airport. Employees noticed him, but didn't stop him. He wasn't causing trouble, just looking for something. Back at the gate, passengers whispered among themselves. "What's he doing? Why does he look so focused?" Even the airline employees at the counter exchanged glances, unsure of what to make of his behavior. Then, just as suddenly as he had disappeared, he returned, but he wasn't alone. Walking beside him was the janitor, the exhausted veteran, and the young mother with her kids. Trump led them directly to the airline counter where staff members watched with confusion as he approached. He didn't hesitate. He pulled out his phone, tapped a few buttons, and then looked up. "I want to help these people get to their destinations," he said simply. The airline staff exchanged uncertain glances. One of them, a woman in her 40s, adjusted her glasses and cleared her throat. "Sir, the flight is delayed. There's nothing we can do until—" Trump raised his hand slightly, signaling her to stop. With a calm yet commanding voice, he spoke. "I'm not asking you to fix the flight. I'm booking new tickets for them, first class. Check your system." The woman blinked in surprise before quickly typing into her computer. A moment later, her eyes widened. The system had just processed several high-priced first-class ticket purchases for the janitor, the veteran, and the young mother with her kids. Passengers nearby started taking notice. Someone whispered, "Did Donald Trump just buy them first-class tickets?" The janitor, a middle-aged man with calloused hands, looked stunned. The veteran's face softened, as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. The mother covered her mouth, eyes brimming with tears. "You didn't have to do this," she said, her voice trembling. Trump simply shrugged. "You shouldn't have to struggle just because of a delay." The entire terminal had fallen silent. People who had been frustrated just moments ago were now staring, completely captivated by what they had just witnessed. And then, someone pulled out their phone and hit record. Within minutes, the video was spreading like wildfire. Social media exploded with reactions. Donald Trump just changed lives at an airport. Must watch. Who does this? This is what real wealth looks like. Not just a name. Donald Trump is a real one. News outlets picked up the story almost immediately. Reporters at the airport who had been covering another event rushed toward the scene, cameras rolling. As Trump finished handing the boarding passes to the passengers he had helped, a journalist caught up to him. "Mr. Trump, why did you do this?" Trump paused for a moment, looking around at the people who had gathered. Some were still in shock, while others had their phones up, filming every second. He could have said a dozen different things. He could have brushed it off. Instead, he answered with something that made the entire airport go silent. Because power isn't about how much you have. It's about how much you give. The reporter's mouth fell slightly open. The passengers around them murmured, absorbing the weight of his words. Trump handed the last boarding pass to the veteran, shaking his hand firmly. The old man nodded, his voice hoarse as he said, "You just reminded me why I served this country." Then, as if nothing had happened, Trump simply walked back toward his gate, his hoodie still pulled up, his posture relaxed. The flight delay was still unresolved for everyone else, but the entire airport felt different. As Trump finally boarded his flight, cheers erupted behind him. People were clapping, not because of his last name, but because of what he had done. And somewhere in that crowd, a man whispered, "I'll never complain about a flight delay again." What do you think? If you were in Trump's place, what would you have done? Have you ever helped a stranger in an unexpected way? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring and thought-provoking stories. See you in the next video.